How's it going? I'm Jared Gillis. Welcome to another All About RVs. Today, we're wrapping up some of those solar tests that we started a couple of weeks ago and talking about solar in general. Is it worth it for RVers? Is it worth putting on your RV? So I had gotten some stuff in the mail to complete those tests. I was actually pretty excited when the stuff came in. See this? This is how happy I am. The pieces that I need to finish testing the solar just came. It's a nice sunny day. Let's get this test going. So I went and set everything up to test it, and then some clouds rolled in. So I couldn't even finish the testing. That actually happened twice. I set everything up a few times, and the clouds would roll in, and I didn't get to finish the test. So the other day, we had a nice sunny day, so I set up middle of the day and tried to run through as many scenarios as I could while I had the just pure sunshine. Now, the first time we did these tests, I set the MPPT charge controller in series. That's because that's the way they sent the kit, and that's the stuff that I had to be able to do it that way. And the PWM can't go in series, so we had to wire that one in parallel. And so we kind of ran through a lot of these same tests. So today we wanted to be able to put the MPPT charge controller and the PWM charge controller both in parallel to see what happened. Now, the equipment that we were playing with today is we had 4 100-watt Renogy panels, and the MPPT charge controller is the Rover, the same one as before. The PWM is just the charge controller is the one that I've had for a while, and so this was the equipment that we had readily available to us. So the batteries are very similar in their condition, similar in size. I tried to keep that as close as I possibly could, and then I discharged them 40% down from 100% of their capacity. So I brought them down 40% depth of discharge each, and then we tried to see what these charge controllers would be putting back into those batteries. So let's cut straight to the results. The MPPT charge controller in full sun with 2 100-watt panels in parallel into that was at 12.7 amps into the batteries. And the PWM was at 9.7 amps. Now, this didn't surprise me. I expected the MPPT charge controller to outperform the PWM. That's just what they do. So now we run it through a few shade tests. We do a partial shade on both panels. We use a stool to partially shade one of the panels. And the MPPT charge controller in parallel got 7.8 amps into the batteries, and the PWM got 5.2 amps into the batteries. So we see a drop in both of those, but the MPPT is still far outperforming the PWM charge controller. Now, if we do a full shade on one panel, so we're basically knocking out a panel, we're going down to 100 watts, we saw on the MPPT charge controller 7.3, and with the PWM, we saw 4.8. So they both dropped like an additional half an amp. So partial shade really knocks out quite a bit of that panel, and then when you do the full shade, you kind of see what it's like without it there. Now, I tried to run a couple more tests. I put all 4 panels on the MPPT charge controller, and I tried to run it through a few different scenarios. So in full sun, 400 watts going into that charge controller, we were getting 22.25 in parallel, we were getting 22.75 in series parallel, and we were getting 22.8 in series. So we were only talking about a half an amp between parallel and series wiring the MPPT charge controller that way. Just a quick side note, because some of these results were surprising to me. I expected a bigger benefit coming from the series or the series parallel. Sending a much higher voltage to the charge controller compared to parallel would be a bigger benefit. And it was only like a half an amp. And so parallel outperformed them in all other circumstances. So what I was originally thinking, that it would be beneficial to wire it in some sort of series, parallel is doing great. Even though it's sending 16 to 17 volts, it's still taking advantage of that extra voltage that it's able to send in usable current to the batteries, which is great because I don't have any shading issues. It just works out really well. It's performing better than I expected in parallel. That being said, let's get back to the rest. Really, the big winner here is using the MPPT charge controller, and if you do them in parallel, you don't lose that much when there's shade compared to series. Now, I didn't explain that very well last time. When you wire things in series for your solar array, when I have a little illustration. Let me grab a hose real quick. If you think about the current coming from the panels, it's kind of like a hose. So if you wire them in series, it's basically like one big long hose that your current is going through. Now, if you take that hose and you put a kink in it in the middle, shade, it's going to block a lot of that current, and it's not going to allow that current to get to your charge controller. Now, if you wire them in parallel, it's like having multiple streams of hoses to your charge controller. Ugh, a little cold here. So you take these hoses and you're sending that to your charge controller, but let's say you kink one. Well, you got one kinked because it's shaded, but your other one is still just sending that power straight to your charge controller that then ends up in your batteries. So it depends on if you want to kink the whole system or a partial system. Now, there's also panels out there that help solve some of this problem, but you're going to pay a little bit more for those panels. And the way they achieve things like this is they'll put bypass diodes. Now, most panels that you're going to buy nowadays are going to have blocking diodes so that at night those panels aren't going to drain down your batteries because the current is going towards your panels. So we do have blocking diodes in there, but some of them will come with bypass diodes so that if there is a kink, it's going to pass over that kink rather than stopping the majority of your power from getting where you want it to go. So I hope that clears up the series and parallel some of the drawbacks to each of those. And also remember, if you're going to be wiring your system in parallel, you're going to be sending a higher amperage to your charge controller. So like this sheet came with the panels and the kit when we got it, and they tell you your gauge wire that you should be using for the different amperage that you're sending to that. So let's say if you're 40 amp, you should be using a 10 gauge. This doesn't give you like distance because there is loss and all that kind of stuff. So there's charts out there that tell you if you're going to go this long of a distance, you need to step it up to 8 gauge or 10 gauge. Those are the things that you need to be more concerned about. Now, if you're in series, you're usually going to keep the amperage a lot lower, and so your gauge of wire is going to be smaller. So the big question is, for a lot of people, is it worth it to put solar on my RV? I personally love solar. I think it's absolutely amazing. I think it's totally worth it, but it all depends on how much you camp, how much power you're going to need. What does that look like in your system? Because some people look at solar as like the end-all, be-all to power, and on a day like today, I'm not going to be pulling in anything that's worthwhile into my batteries. So having a good system, thinking like we talked about in the last video, generators and other power sources, those are things that you want to consider when you're out using your rig off grid. And we really are in a great time because there's a lot of innovative things coming out, like the Watt fuel cell. It's something that works off of propane, virtually silent when it works, and it produces about 500 watts, I believe, of power when your solar panels aren't working. So like on a day like today, we could be using that to generate power. So I hope to bring you more information on that in the future. Just a lot of great innovative products that are coming to the RV industry, which is just fantastic. Just another quick side note about innovation. In this system, the MPPT charge controller comes with a Bluetooth module, so you're just able to pull everything up right on your phone. So it just makes it easy to see, easy to get to. You're able to see your voltage and your amperage that's coming out of your panels, and you can see what the MPPT charge controller is doing, the voltage and the amperage going into your batteries. So it kind of gives you the whole picture coming from your solar array, just nice and easy on your phone. I like the way things are getting produced and the innovation that's coming out for solar. Let's get back to it. So a simple answer to that question, is solar worth it? I think it absolutely is. So it's actually starting to drizzle a little bit. So I think that's going to do it for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos about RVing, hit that subscribe button. And if we don't see you on the road, hopefully we will see you in the next video.